Okay, the ingredients in our hash are 6 ounces of pancetta, an obscene amount of garlic, because we love garlic in our family. You don't have to actually use this much. This is 4 cloves, minced. This is half of 1 white onion, minced. Okay, so I'm going to be cutting the onion now. As you can see, it has these little ridges already built into it. I'm going to try and cut along those same lines. It's the easiest way to cut an onion and the quickest way. After I've cut all the ridges lengthwise, I turn it on its side, put my palm flat, and we're going to cut through the width of it twice. You don't want to cut all the way through, you want to leave a little bit of the end still connected so it'll hold itself together while you chop it. Half of a red bell pepper, minced. Fresh corn off of 2 cobs. I just cut the kernels straight off the cob. If corn is not in season, you can substitute with frozen corn. This is 6 small to medium Yukon Gold potatoes, which I parboiled. It took about 12 minutes. After the water comes to a boil, it takes about 12 minutes. Let them cool and then dice them into small cubes. I finish off the hash with a bunch of fresh chives, fresh parsley, and a little bit of Peccorino or Chives. And then the entire dish gets finished off with over easy eggs. Okay, for our sweet corn and pancetta hash, we're starting with a cast iron skillet that's blazing hot and smoking. We're going to add our pancetta. Going to spread it out in an even layer and then turn the heat down. Turn it down to medium heat because I want to cook the pancetta slow to render out the fat. If you cook it too fast, it's going to be tough and chewy and unpleasant to eat. If you cook it slow, it'll melt in your mouth. So we're going to leave this on medium heat. It'll take probably 8 to 10 minutes to render off the fat. And we'll come back to you with the next step as soon as the pancetta is rendered. Okay, now the pancetta has been cooking slowly and it's rendered off its fat. It's nice and golden brown, crunchy on the edges, but it's still going to be nice and chewy in the middle. So we're going to take it, drain it on some paper towels, but we're going to reserve this fat. This is what's going to make our hash nice and crispy and golden brown. So now I've removed all the pancetta, put it back on the heat. We're going to leave the pan at medium. We're going to add our onions. And we're going to add our red peppers. And we're going to let these vegetables sweat down in the pancetta fat. We're going to wait to add the garlic because we don't want it to burn. I'm going to season these vegetables up with salt and pepper. But go easy on the salt. There's a lot of salt in that pancetta. Go heavy on the pepper. You're going to sweat these vegetables down until they start to get a little bit translucent and a little bit more tender. And then we're going to add the garlic and the potatoes. Okay, so our onions and our bell peppers have been sweating for about 3 or 4 minutes. We're going to add the garlic now and the corn. We're going to cook these over medium heat for about 3 or 4 minutes. As soon as it looks like our corn is cooked, we're going to go ahead and add a little bit of butter and add our potatoes. Okay, so our garlic and our corn has been cooking down with the onions and the red pepper. The corn is now cooked, the garlic is infused. Now we're going to add about 2 tablespoons of butter. And what this is going to do is give the potatoes a nice golden brown color and a nice crunchy crust. So I'm going to add the butter. Then we're going to add our parboiled potatoes. And again, we're going to season these with salt and pepper. You don't have to go crazy with the salt though, because there's a lot of salt in that pancetta and there's going to be a lot of salt in the cheese that I'm going to put on top. So after we season these, we're going to mix them all together. Make sure that those potatoes get coated with all that pancetta fat and a little bit of butter. That's what's going to give them that beautiful golden brown color and a nice crunchy crust. After those potatoes are all coated with all that delicious flavor, you're going to leave them alone. Put them in a nice even layer and you're going to leave them alone over medium-high heat. You're going to crank that heat up a little bit. You're going to leave them alone to get a nice crust on the bottom. That's going to take a good couple of minutes, so you have to be patient. Give them 4 or 5 minutes. And we'll come back as soon as we get a crust on that first side. Okay, so our potatoes have been cooking with our veggies and our garlic and the pancetta fat and a little bit of butter for almost 10 minutes now. And they have a nice, beautiful golden brown crust on them. At this point, we're essentially done. I'm going to add the pancetta back to the pan. Make sure that heats through with all of our potatoes and our veggies. Now I'm going to add our fresh chopped chives and parsley. And I'm going to turn the heat off. You don't want to cook these herbs once you toss them in. You want them to stay nice and fresh. After you add all your fresh herbs, you're ready for the finishing touches. For me, those finishing touches are going to be cheese and eggs. Not everybody does cheese with hash, but in my house, everything is better with cheese. So I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle this cheese over the hash and let it melt into it. And we're going to go ahead and cook some beautiful over easy eggs to go on top. Okay, to finish off our hash, the favorite thing in our house is 2 over easy eggs. So we're going to add some butter to the pan. Then we're going to add our 2 over easy eggs. And heat down a little bit. Season very well with salt and pepper. Nothing worse than an under-seasoned egg. Our eggs are done. I'm going to give them another little sprinkle of salt and pepper, and we're going to put them right on top of our hash. Those just cooked egg yolks are going to make the sauce for our hash breakfast. We'll be back as soon as I get that hash on the plate. Okay, this is the finished product. This is our sweet corn and pancetta hash with 2 over-easy eggs. If you have any questions at all, leave them in the comment section. And thank you so much for watching.